Online branding is the practice of acquiring your profiles across the web. What this does, it protects your brand from competitors. So let's say that you have something that takes off, and then you find a competitor with a smart SEO who goes and acquires your brand name across all these different profiles. It also increases online exposure for those who are going across the web that may come across you on these different platforms. It's natural. Also, it helps increase the domain or the site's authority, giving it that bump to get you up, to help give it a little bit more power and ranking ability. It helps you start developing social signals, which is natural. And the tools that we'll be using is Noam.com is a primary one. It helps us find and acquire profiles. And then as addition, if you guys wanted to build out on those profiles as far as getting likes, followers, and more, you can use Micro Workers, Social Adder, Add Me Fast. So let's get started. Here is Noam.com. Now, enter your brand name. Now, sometimes you got to remember that the brand name may be pretty long. Some may be Trump Orthodontics West Hills or American Association of Dentistry, or it may be anything that takes up a lot of characters, and you want to keep that in mind. So you may want, when building out your brand profiles, to create an additional profile name to use across that shorter. So for instance, maybe you just use Chomp Ortho as an example. Just depends on your business. We're going to check it, and it gives us an idea of what's available. See, we've already started building out some. But even if it's not available, you still want to acquire the profile. Now what we want to do is we want to also search over 500 more social sites, and it breaks this up by different types. So we got our blogging category. You just check bookmark category. See, too long. So you see why I'm saying maybe Chomp Ortho, or maybe even just Chomp. Now I do Chomp Ortho, keep it a little bit unique, because if you get something that's too general, a lot of times it's taken on these sites. And then what you do is you just go, say for discus, we would just open it up, and then we create our profile. Now remember, on these profiles, we've got the images we're going to add if it requires it. We've got our short and long description. We've got our links. Build them out. Get the links out. So if you got more links you got pointing to Facebook, the more it helps with giving it that authority to build it up so it ranks higher. Because also the end game with this is that, let's say for instance we get some negative media on the first page. We want to use these different types of profiles that we find that we've built up and over years acquire the ability to come up in position for our brand name, and we can use those and we can power those up to push down the other ones. And then we've got Micro Workers. You could jump in there, and then you could build out campaigns from scratch to get likes, followers, comments, reviews, ratings. Social Adder as well too, to get additions to your profiles. And then there's Add Me Fast, which is to get people following you as well too. I like Micro Workers because I can set it on the US. It can be a little bit more expensive than the other two. It's our preference because I find that they also stick a little bit longer, or they don't fall off at all.